Sweden and Finland have announced that they intend to expel as many as 100,000 refugees. That's the number of applications for asylum from last year that both countries now estimate will be rejected. All of Europe is now trying to figure out what to do with an estimated 1 million refugees and illegal immigrants, most of them from Syria, from Iran, and Afghanistan. Well, joining us tonight is Senator Jeff Sessions. He's a member of several key committees, including Budget, Armed Services, and the Judiciary. Senator, great to have you with us. As we are watching what is happening in Europe, as we watch the EU being Merkelized, if you will, for some reason the Chancellor just threw the doors of Europe open. It wasn't necessarily her choice to make, but she made it. And we're watching, again, another surge of illegal immigrants across our border with Mexico. The president talked about as many as 300,000 Syrian refugees. What in the world? I mean, we listened to Donald Trump, to Ted Cruz, but we haven't heard a clear plan. Your judgment about how important these issues are in this country, in this campaign.
Lou, it's very important. And to have an extremely liberal country like Sweden take this kind of strong step is an indication of when people are involved and have their voices heard, policies can change. So I believe this country has got to understand we cannot be the nation that accepts everybody from any war-torn area of the world. It just cannot be. And we need to try to help these refugees at their homelands, close to home, and try to help them get back home as soon as possible. But American people want a lawful system of immigration. They want one that serves their interest, that protects their jobs, their families, their safety, their hospitals, their schools, and they have every right to ask for that. And they need to know where each one of these candidates are. And I hope in these debates that the candidates will be asked. They need to be asked how they stand on it.
You know, one of the incredible things, which, and you've been involved in this struggle, this national debate on the issue of illegal immigration in this country. You've been involved in it for over a decade, as have I. But this is the first time we've seen a presidential campaign in the primary campaign season. We're actually hearing people take positions. They're talking about issues they don't want to, like border security, about the refugee program. It's extraordinary in that respect, isn't it?
It really is, and they've got to talk about it because it's important to America. We admit lawfully now 1.1 million every year given a permanent residency. We have 700,000 right now working in America, came for the purpose of taking a job. We have 500,000 students, many of them work. We have 150,000 refugees and asylees, and now we learned in our hearing just a few days ago that under the visa system, people who come here for a limited time on a visa, 400,000+ overstayed last year, and no effort whatsoever is being undertaken to deal with that. Yeah, and we have a lawless system, really.
A lawless system, an administration that refuses to take care to enforce the laws, as he is required to do, as you well know, by our Constitution. But in the case of those overstays, that was the result of a report that was mandated almost 20 years ago by Congress. It took this long to fulfill that direct mandate from Congress. I mean, that's astounding.
It really was. It was part of the funding bill that mandated that, or no funding, and that's how it finally was produced, because they did not want the American people to know what a tremendous hole this is in our lawful system of immigration. And as time goes by, we're going to see more people, if they can get a visa and come to the United States by, say, airplane, just never return, and unless they obtain or are charged with a serious crime, they will not even be deported. There will be no attempt to deport them. So it's an unhealthy, unacceptable situation.
And one of the other areas, we're out of time, but I want to mention the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I mean, that thing was sailing through. until this presidential campaign, and people had to actually look at it and talk about it rather than be led along by their noses by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Business Roundtable. It looks now as if there is hope for reason and the interest of the country to prevail. Senator Jeff Sessions, great to have you with us. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Luke.